Welcome to Om Shanti Healing and Yoga. My name is Jill. In this video, we're going to go through a power plank sequence, working the upper body deep, working into the upper and lower abdominals and into those inner obliques. Of course, it's going to get into the back as well, but the focus is going to be mostly on the arms. So even with these short, more specific videos, you still want to take the time to center your body. Find that flow of breath and energy to get you really balanced. So let's begin in a tabletop position. We're going to find alignment through the arms first by placing the shoulders over the wrist, have the middle finger lead straight out in front, and plant the palms. Feeling the heels of the palms in each finger pad pressing down equally into the floor. Now let's take the knees back. And we're going to pull those elbows in, shoulders back. So think about pushing into the floor, keeping the belly tight, the back as straight as you can. Push into the floor on your way down and on your way up. Let's do two more. On your way down, press, and on your way up. One more time, press, and back up. Shift weight back over your heels, stretch the arms out. 3 full deep breaths. Good. From here, back to table in downward dog. So pressing back, the palms press forward into the floor, and we push into the floor forward, and we send the hips back. Good. So let's bring the feet together so the big toes are touching. Lift up onto the balls of your feet. Now as we lift, we feel how the lower belly tightens, and it kind of feels like it's pulling back and across the fronts of your hips. From here, let's tuck the tailbone so we feel even more contraction. Begin to round the back. Now as we come forward, we lift up onto the tippy toes, shoulders land up over wrist, and we find our plank. So we should feel a nice, powerful, strong plank. If you're sinking down into your shoulders, press up and out. Feeling like opening through the upper back and hollowing through the chest. Press back to a downward dog. Coming back up, lift up. On the balls of the feet, tuck your tail. Now I've been calling this one high cat to plank because that's exactly what we're doing. We're lifting up, we're tucking, we're rounding like high cat and a cat cow, and we're forward to plank. From here, roll to the outside edge of your right foot and stack feet. Let's keep both palms on the floor. Press the hips to the sky. Holding. 2 more. Now with control, come back down, turn back to your toes, and backward to a downward dog. Now let's do that same thing on the other side. High cat to plank. Lift up onto the balls, tuck, round, plank. Turn to the outer edge of your left foot. Both hands remain on the floor. Press into your palms, lift. And let's hold it. 3 more. Squeeze into that left side. Hold. Good. We lower down. Control. Back to plank. Toes. And we press back. Good. Let's lift up on the balls of the feet. Let's first walk them out back under our hips. Lift up onto the balls. High cat to plank. So we tuck again. We round. Super tight abs, hold. Hover the right toes. Isolated movements at this right hip. Pull the knee to the elbow. Send it back, float. Coming in again. We're going to work our way up. 3, only with this one. 1 more. And back. Press to a downward dog. Resting breaths here. High cat to plank. Up onto the balls of the feet, tuck, round, forward. Left foot. Isolated movements. Pull in and send it back out. Float. 2. Stay over those wrists. 3. And back. Press. Lifting up onto the balls of the feet again. High cat to plank. Tuck and round. Coming forward. We're going to take the left hand over the right. The right hand's going to walk off your mat. Elbows in, down, and back up. Switch over. Left hand will be off the mat, down, and come up. Coming back again. Now if this is getting hard, you can bring these down onto the floor, down, and come up. Crisscross over, down, and come up. One more round. Bring it back over, down, come up, and back to the left, down, and come up. Now let's come back to center. Take your hips back over the heels. Let your arms stretch out. Take a few moments rest here. Pausing the video if you need to take a little bit more time, but I'm going to move on here. So let's come up with a rounded back. Come back to our tabletop position. So we're going to work onto the forearms now. So we're going to drop down onto the elbows. And we want to line up the shoulders over the elbows. And the palms are flat on the floor. And we're going to ground through the elbows here. So again, just like in planks, if we're dropping down into the shoulders, we want to push into the elbows and lift up and out. Now modifications, the back end, knees are on the floor. We just want to bring in enough room where we can shift weight forward and come back. Okay, and then come back down, root into the elbows, and come back out. So full dolphin is tail end is up, and we're in a wider downward dog position. Lift up onto the balls of the feet, round, come with shoulders over wrists, lower, press back up, and drop those ears back between the arms. Lift up, tuck, round, forward, press, back up. Let's do 3 more of those. Lift, round, forward, and press back up. 2 more. Lower down and back up. Last one. Lift, tuck and round, lower down and back up. Knees come to the floor, hip over heel, and let's sit up on our heels. So to counter, we can wrap those hands around the back, interlace your fingers and roll your shoulders back so you can pull your arms to straight. Good, and just reach those knuckles towards the floor. You can lift the arms up a little bit to get deeper into the biceps and into the fronts of the shoulders. Always countering anytime you do forward arm work, always getting in some chest openers and vice versa. Very nice. Roll out the shoulders a little bit. Good. Let's come forward back into our plank position. Okay, so we want to get the arms set first, shoulders over the wrist, and then step it back. Find straight legs. So again, dropping down, we want to press up and out. Let's tap the knees, right, then left. Pick up a little bit of speed. Right, then left, right, then left. Keep going with it. Trying to keep the back and the belly straight, tight. Try not to move the hips too much. We just want to dip those knees back and forth, getting deeper into the core muscles and also working those arms. Let's do 5 more on either side. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5. Press back, downward dog. So both knees at the same time, this time for 10. Lift up, high cat to plank, coming forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Very good. Press back. Good. Let's take the right leg up to hip height. We're going to lift up onto the ball of that left foot. Now as we come through, we're going to tighten that lower belly and bring the foot to the outside of our pinky finger. Turn your toes out, 45 degrees. We're going to drop down onto our elbows. Okay, so while we're here, modifying that back knee can come down to the floor and just rest. If you want to do our knee taps, back up to a straight leg. We root the elbows, lift up and out, and we tap down for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, belly tight, 5, 6, stay up out of your shoulders, 7, 8, 9, 10. Back to a straight leg or knee back down on the floor. Press to straight arms. These are Spider-Man push-ups. So we roll those elbows in and we lower down for 5. 1, press back up. So we want to keep the elbows in, push into the floor on the way up and down. 2, to get into those triceps a little bit deeper. 3, 4, last one, 5. Back up to straight. Controlled movement, right leg comes back. Press it back to a downward dog. Moving into the left side, left leg lifts up. Let's press up onto the ball of that right foot. Now coming to the outside, pinky finger. Exhale through and place the foot. Turn the toes out about 45 degrees. Modifications, this knee comes down and stays. Otherwise, we lift the leg and press out through the heel. Let's tap down for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Press out. Now the knee can also come down here for our Spider-Man push-ups, or you can leave those legs straight. So elbows in. So let's push the floor away the whole time, lowering down for 5 count. Exhale, lower. Now press into the floor, back up, feel it in your triceps. 2, press out. 3, press out. 4, and 5. Last one. Back to straight. Control movements around this left hip. Send it back to a plank position. And press back to a downward dog. Coming on to our knees. Hands behind the sit bones. Lean back till your palms are flat. And we're going to roll the shoulders back. Root equally through your hands. Press the hips up. Roll the shoulders back. Open the chest. Keep your neck as neutral as you can. Lower down. Soften the arms. Take a breath or two. One more time. Roll back. Press, lift. Hips push forward. 3. And lower down. Good, let's come back to a straight back. Left hand to your right knee. Right hand back behind the hip, up on your fingertips. Press into your fingertips, lift. And we're going to push on this outer knee. Exhale, twist. Good. To deepen here, this right arm, inner spiral, bring it around your back. See if you can grab for the crease of your left hip. Then we pull the shoulder down and back. Hold for 3. Very nice. Exhale, over to the other side. I will switch so I'm not turning my back on you. Left hand back behind. Press, lift, push into your outer knee. Remember that low belly scoops and move right in. And to deepen here, left arm around the back, reach for the crease of your right hip, or grab onto your clothing if you can't quite get there. Hold on. And then we press down and back. Hold right here. 3 more. Exhale, release. Let's shift from one side to bring the feet forward. Scooching to the top of your mat. Now to modify reverse plank, we do reverse table. So I'll show you that first. The shoulders roll back, pull the elbows in, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Let's place the feet at hips width. And as we press into the floor, the hips lift up and the knees move over the ankles. Good. Opening up. The low belly is always working. Every posture you do, think of that gentle inward upward tuck. Let's hold for 3 more. Press into the floor and lift the heart just a little bit higher. Good. As we come down nice and slow. Long legs, toes pull back, circle up. Root equally through the sit bones and lift your ribs. Let's find a hinge right at our hip. Push your heart towards your toes and come forward to fold. Reach for your toes or the floor or your lower legs. You're going to take your inhale, lift through the heart a little bit deeper. Pull yourself longer. Hinge right at the hip and come down. Let's look towards our toes, palms facing. Now as we come up, we're going to round and pull the belly back. Stack the spine like blocks. Lift, press your sit bones down, lift your ribs high, biceps line up with ears and hold. Turn your pinkies in, just a little bit. 2 more. Feel your long lifted core muscles. And exhale, float back down. Good. We're going to do reverse plank. If this one's a bit hard for you, just do the reverse table again. Okay, so fingers face the sit bones. Shoulders pull back, squeeze those shoulder blades together. Now if we come up, we can get up here, we're going to take the toes towards the floor, see if we can touch them to the floor. If you can, if that's a lot on the fronts of your ankles, just become soft and relax there as much as you can. Roll the shoulders back. Hold here. 3 more deep breaths. Press into the floor. Lift your chest. Lift your hips. Good. On our way down, nice and slow. Hinge, tuck your chin, and come back up to our seated position. You can bring your hands outside your hips and press a little into the floor if you need to, just to help you get your straight back. Good. Lift up, inhale. Hinge, heart leading, reach. Think about your belly button coming right down through center. Grab onto toes or the floor, lower legs. Take an inhale, lift, reach your heart towards your toes, deepen, and exhale, fold. Three more. Every inhale, if you like, reaching a little bit more. Just micro movements of length and flexibility. Two more right here. Okay, let's turn the hands to face the feet. Belly pulls back. Round, ground, lift, and hold. Biceps right in line with the ears. Two more. Very nice. Exhale all the way down. Let's turn to our closing position, Sukhasana or cross-legged. Let's take the right hand to the floor. Reach left. Now as we side bend, you can slide out. You could drop to your elbow and reach over. The idea here is just to get nice and long through the side of our body and through the arm here. And we're down on our elbow or we're rooted through the palm. Either way, at this point, let's turn the heart a little bit if we're folding forward. Just try to scoop those right ribs forward, left ribs back a little bit. Good, now let's turn the palm forward. Half cactus. We drop the shoulder, roll that left shoulder back. Now we feel a lovely stretch through the front of the shoulder here for arms straight. If it's down on the elbow, we want to root at the elbow here and just kind of keep a little bit more grounding there because there's weight coming down, pushing down. Good. Reverse or half cactus, roll it back. Let's hold two more. Good. Reach back to straight, right over the ear. Long. Good. Exhale it out. Press into your right hand. Back on up. Now let's do that same thing. Reach right, other side. Slide out or drop to your elbow. Reach. Good. Rooted here if we're down on the elbow. If we're straight, we just keep pressing that palm forward. Let's turn to our half cactus on this side. Palm forward. Drop the shoulder. Think about working right at the socket. Pull back. This counters all that arm work we just did. It stretches out the upper pecs, gets into the bicep really deep. Good. Let's stay three more right here. Good. Reach over the ear. Big inhale. Exhale, going a bit deeper. Very nice work. Let's press into this left hand. Push us back up. Good. Circle up. Inhale. And exhale. Om Shanti. Namaste.